Spider-Man Unlimited, the fan guide.
All right, webheads. As promised, this is going to be a special episode of the SMU Fan Guide. Now, as we've been hinting around in the forums, Facebook, and other social media, due to Goatmeat's very hard work and persistence in staying with the game and on top of trying to communicate with the developers and the team, he was able to submit an article about events that was finally seen by the executive producer. And over the last few weeks, he's been corresponding, giving us little insights to the game, taking some of our recommendations and feedback, and actually implementing them in. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that we've had a very plentiful stock of events here lately. I can tell you that Duncan himself had a big hand in that, in recommending the way the event styles go, as far as the layouts changing, giving us new types of things to do, increasing the rewards as best as possible. Gameloft has also given us some insight into the business practices and how much they do wish they could change the game to just make everybody happy. Of course, even the executive producers have bosses and have people over their heads and a giant corporation to run. So there's going to have to be compromises from both sides. But for the first time ever, we're really starting to see an actual commenting and feedback between player and developers. So it's very exciting times. If nothing else for that, pretty groundbreaking stuff in the mobile game world. So we're excited for that. Anyways, moving on, some of the information that's come to light here in the last 24 hours to us. The producers were kind enough to share some inside tidbits with the fan guide team. Some of this, of course, has been entrusted to us, and we cannot really release all the details to the public. But we are going to reassure you about one of the major concerns being unlimited mode. A lot of you saw, I guess, during the video preview that there was no unlimited mode in the main area, as we have right here, of course. Now, unlimited mode won't be the same as we know it now. It will be still in the game in some way, though. That's not to say that we will have this unlimited mode that you see here with the leaderboards, but I can 100% reassure you that we will have unlimited endless mode running in the game with leaderboards and prizes just like everybody's used to. In fact, it's going to be way cooler when you see the entire scope of things and how the game is really getting an entire overhaul. It's going to be the same game you know and love, but basically totally different at the same time. They're redoing the entire story mode. Not going to give away too much about that, but it's going to be really exciting. Going to give everybody who's been playing since day one a chance and a reason to actually go back through and play the story again and kind of go through some of the bosses and stuff that we all got to way early on, and now we just stick to a lot of those events in unlimited mode. So hopefully that'll be a nice fresh change for everybody. I know a lot of you guys are still going to be a little nervous, but once again, producers gave us the green light to go ahead and reassure you guys that there will still be unlimited running in Spider-Man Unlimited, and that there will be leaderboards and prizes. The other features you're going to have to wait to find out. It's definitely exciting. There's some changes coming to the chat and social features. That's something you guys are going to have to just wait and see. But from what I saw, definitely really excited for that. Very cool aspects of the game. They also wanted to relay to us, how much of a backlog of future updates they do have. They have a lot of plans for the game. There is a lot of compromising factors between releasing updates, and they brought up the point of how long it has already been between updates. They are well aware of it. They actually had more features and things they wanted to work on for this coming update, but in trying to keep the spirit of the players up and keep everybody happy, they have to cut some things and try to work on it for the next update, and that's just the way this kind of goes. I personally, this is not coming from the producers or any Gameloft team, but I personally feel some of this may have revolved around the fact that this team was not the original team that created this game. Therefore, when they came in to take over the development and tried to fix some of the bugs that had already previously been in the game, It was probably a big problem for him. Me myself being a very light developer, nothing near what the developers on the Gameloft team are, but understand the concept of how much coding and things go into this game and how easy it is to lose track of things when you're switching out an entire team like that. So this was possibly their way to revamp the game, still keep that same similar feel that we all know, and be able to proceed forward, hopefully able to tackle bugs and diagnose the game in a more proper manner from here on out. I think that they'll have rewritten the actual running and levels and things in a way that they'll more understand if something does go wrong, exactly what that might have been, and they won't be so in the dark for trying to fix the problems that a lot of us have had. And that in turn will give them time to actually be able to focus on things like events and reward structures and things, which I believe we've started to see here in the last couple weeks as they're winding it down into the actual update release time. It's looking like they're taking a step back to really think about the actual structure of the game, which is something we haven't seen for a long time. One of the things they keep saying to us is that we're going to see a reminiscent game of back in early 2015 when the game was really at its peak for enjoyability, less bugs and things. So those are all the major goals that this team has. Really looking forward to this update and seeing how much everything lives up to expectations. But again, no matter what, like I said, we're walking away from this one kind of in a win-win situation because this is a great, groundbreaking situation for players and developers, even around the world. Hopefully, this will set an example of just how beneficial taking player feedback can be to the developers, and also help educate the players a little bit of what the development teams and some of these companies go through in producing these games, and realizing maybe it's not quite as easy as some of us think, and just start to really bridge that gap, bring understanding to both sides. So that was the main goal of the SMU Fan Guide. Actually, that was one of my main personal goals around the time that I had left previously. So seeing that actually come to light is a very cool situation. I know everybody's anxious for this update to hit. I can tell you, you will not be waiting much longer. We do know the expected date. We will not give that out to you. I guess you guys can wait until Wednesday when Duncan is going to write an article up about the coming update. We'll see how things go between now and then. He might try to pump it out a little bit quicker, but I know he's a little bit busy, and with everything else he does for the guide, that's understandable between work and trying to do this on the side. It can be pretty hectic, so hopefully you guys appreciate everything he's done for the game, because I'll tell you now, he's the real hero of the hour for making a lot of this happen. And in fact, he's very much responsible for the return of the fan guide and for renewing my personal interest and kind of sparking this between Gameloft and making things happen. So definitely Duncan, Goat Meat, if you're watching this, I personally thank you very much, and it's very exciting to see this stuff finally starting to happen and everything we had kind of wanted before, not just for this community, but for gaming in general. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this little special edition. We're not going to give away too many tidbits about the update just yet. Like I said, come check around mid next week, and we might have a little more something for you. Going to discuss exactly how we're going to do this, and make sure that we're not, crossing anything to get the developers or the team upset with us when they've been kind enough to open up and let us a little bit on the inside to kind of be the communicators between you guys and them. So very cool situation, very exciting times. Very happy to be back with you guys. I'd like to see possibly some more comments, likes, and subscriptions to the video channel, because we're going to be very active here, releasing videos, doing live streams, and things like that. So this will be a great place for your guys' feedback to be heard, for us to relate those suggestions and things back to the developers. Of course, definitely check out the smufanguide.blogspot.com. That's our new central site if you haven't already seen it. Today it actually got a major overhaul and a total restylization. It's looking pretty sharp, pretty nice, a lot more well organized. Hopefully you guys can jump in there, find some useful stuff. Of course, use that to link out to all the official SMU fan guide channels, as well as the official SMU forums and Facebook pages and things like that. So it's been fun, but I think I'll catch you on the next one. So till next time, see you later, webheads.